Hi, before we get on with the video, I would just like to say, I know I've been away for quite a while and I'm sorry, but seriously, I've missed making videos and I haven't forgotten about you guys. I just had a ton of college work, but it's all good now and I'm happy to be back. Also, Halloween is coming and I really want to film something special for that. What looks to be a welcoming home, nestled in a quiet town of Monroe, holds a very unwelcoming presence in a backyard.
I'm Lorraine Warren, and this is my home. We've lived here, I guess about 40 years now. This is where everything started. Everything started about our work.
This home is known as the Warren's Occult Museum, which belongs to the famed seekers of the supernatural, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Through the Warrens' well-documented career, they have reached over 3,500 paranormal cases, and one of the most infamous being the story of a very innocent-looking Raggedy Ann doll. And of course, there have been films made about it, the Annabelle along with The Conjuring. This doll was given to a nurse in Hartford in 1970s. She lived in the apartment with a roommate, and a mother of the nurse gave her this doll for her birthday present because the girl liked the dolls. She's about 28 years old. You can even see on the doll, if you look really close, there is a little bracelet on the doll's arm, so they really would treat her as a little girl. One day, they woke up. There was a piece of parchment paper on the floor, and the parchment paper, written in pencil, it said, "Help me." Nobody knew about the parchment paper, nobody knew where that note came from, nothing. Now, the other girl said, "Wait a minute, someone's probably coming in this apartment." So they set up a little thing where they would put scotch tape on the door of the apartment. They would place the rug just in a certain location to see if anyone was in that apartment when they weren't home. Well, they weren't. No one was in that apartment. Nothing was moved, except for the doll. The doll would move. Evil erupted as the fiancé of the nurse, Lou, had a dream that he was being choked by Annabelle and awoke to the doll all the way across the room when suddenly 4 slashes appeared on a young man's chest and stomach, and you could actually see the blood coming through the shirt. After being called in for an exorcism of the doll, Ed Warren later confiscated the doll and protected it in his museum. But the evil ensued when a Hartford priest visited the Warrens' home. So Ed brings the priest down and starts to explain about Annabelle. As he's explaining by the Annabelle, the priest quickly walks over to the doll, grabs it, throws it across the room, and proclaims, "God is more powerful than any devil or demon." And Ed didn't know what to do. He said, "Father, I just got through explaining, do not touch that doll. It's dangerous." On his way back that evening, he didn't make it. He went almost head on into a track trailer with his new car. And miraculously, he wasn't killed, but the car was crushed. And he called later to speak to Lorraine, and he said, "You know, last thing I can recall is looking in the view mirror and seeing the image of that doll staring back at me. Then I lost control." But the interactions with Annabelle haven't always ended the same. Like in this case of a young man who rode his motorcycle to the museum. The young man runs up to the glass case and starts banging on it. He says, "You know what? This is a bunch of crap. This isn't real. If that doll could put slashes on anybody, do it to me right now." He challenged a doll. Ed said, "Son, you and your girlfriend need to leave. I can't put up with that. Go right now." So the guy of 20 leaves with his girlfriend, and he's smirking and laughing about it as they leave. Again, he never made it to his home. He died in a crash. If you ever want to visit the famous Annabelle, she can be found at the Warren Occult Museum in Moodus, Connecticut. The museum is run by Lorraine Warren, the famous paranormal investigator and now frequent guest on the television show Paranormal State.
It's been quite a career, and I'm still involved. I'm still involved with hauntings, and helping people get through. It's a very delicate thing with certain people because they're very terrified and very frightened.
Warren says that Annabelle still moves about occasionally and is still known to make growling noises at unsuspecting visitors. Very creepy.
This is the worst thing in here, is that doll. I'm not gonna stare at it though. So you can take the picture, but I'm not gonna stare at it because that has done bad harm. The children were badly affected, really badly affected. That was a terrible place, honey. That was a very, very, very bad place. I mean, they weren't the kind of people that were opening doors with Ouija boards and doing things like that. They weren't that kind of people. They were living out in the country. And she was there alone a lot with those girls. And so it was sad. That was a very, very sad case. But you realize when things happen, there's laws of attraction. And that family could move out. Another family could move in. Nothing happens.
Well, the Warren's Occult Museum that's on this property was founded back in 1952, the New England Society for Psychic Research, and there is an occult museum that Ed Warren used to collect these artifacts from various cases that he was on, and some are very, bad. Some are evil, like the Annabelle doll. Also, there's a satanic idol. The satanic idol was found in the woods of Newtown about 1990s, early 90s. But there's a myriad of objects in there that have evil attached to them, that were either used in satanic rituals, witchcraft rituals, diabolical incantations and things like that, or just haunted houses where people that are haunting after they purchase the object and they blame the object.
It's more comfortable now. It's a lot more comfortable for me.